Recording, great. Okay, so welcome to the call tonight. My name is Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy. I'm very excited to be here with you guys tonight. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you guys through Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up. I'll show you how to do a power hour, okay? In that time, I'm going to show you how to connect with at least 20 people a day in less than an hour, how to start a conversation, have a conversation. When they're interested, invite them to learn more about the business, and how to follow up on those invites like a pro so nobody ever falls through the cracks. I'll take you through the whole process of starting a conversation to bringing somebody onto the team, okay? Before I jump into that, though, I'm going to give you a little bit of background training on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy Teamzy's built on, okay? And then we'll jump right into Teamzy. It's going to feel like you guys are drinking through a fire hose a couple times here through the night. I'm going to give you so much content. So don't worry, I'm recording it. I will mute you guys just so there's no distracting noises. But if you have a question, you feel the spirit move you, you can unmute and ask questions anytime. But I will do a Q&A at the end, okay? One more, what else? Let's just rock and roll. If I forgot to mention anything in my intro, we'll do it as we go. Okay, so let me jump in here. Where's my presentation? Here we go. So now you guys should be seeing my keynote, and hold on a second. I left your guys' faces right in the center of my slides, so I can't read them. There we go. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, so here's what I want to talk to you about first. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Now, two things you need to know about Teamzy. If you guys aren't already using it and you're not familiar with it. It is a tool to make you highly efficient, okay? And I'm going to explain that a little bit as we go, but there's two things behind it that you need to know. It's based on relationship marketing, which is kind of the opposite of the way this industry works. It's built on deepening relationships first, and it's built around the concept of a power hour, meaning that you can be so efficient and leveraged that you can get all your income-producing activities done in less than an hour a day. Okay, so those are the two concepts, building relationships and getting it done in less than an hour. Anybody sign up for that? Okay. Let me just give you a little bit of my background. I come from the business development, coaching, training, consulting background. That's what I've been doing my whole grown-up life, is helping people build their business. Okay? If you came to me for consulting, the first thing I would ask you is, how are you leveraging your time? How are you getting this done so that you're not wasting time? See, business owners are busy, but a lot of times they're not being effective. And in this business, it's even more so. I got into network marketing kind of by accident. I found a product that I loved, and I just started using it and sharing it, probably like a lot of you guys. And when I saw the opportunity as a business, I knew I wanted to pursue it. I knew I wanted to be one of the top people in that network, but I also knew that I had very limited time. So as a consultant, first thing I coached myself to do was go find the tools that are out there. And I went looking, guys, and there was really nothing built for network marketing. There was a couple of things, but they were built on the kind of the go for no cold invite philosophy, which isn't me. Like, that's like telling me to go be a communist. It's the opposite of me, right? So I needed something that was built on relationships. That's how we ended up building Teamzy, just so you guys know, just because it wasn't there. So what do I mean by relationship marketing when I use that term? A lot of times you hear people say it, and it's just kind of like, feels like you're just hugging people and being nice to people. And it is about leading with love, but I want you guys to know that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of the business. A mouthful, right? The bottom line you guys need to know is this is actually a system that you follow, and it's designed to generate business, okay? An important principle I want you to get at the beginning, which is this, is that you are in the lead generation business. You are not in the business of being an oils advocate or a healing artist or whatever wonderful name you give yourself. Your business is actually generating leads. That's your business. Your business is to find people, initiate more interest in what you're doing. Does that make sense? So we can be very busy in our day, but if we're not doing the activities that actually generate new leads, we did not work on our business today. That's a mindset shift we need to have. Make sense? Okay. But the cool thing is, with relationship marketing, our paramount duty is developing and deepening relationships. Okay? Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty. So think about it like this. I told you you're only in the lead generation business. Sounds harsh. But why do you generate leads? So that you can deepen and develop relationships with them. Isn't that cool? Here's what I want you guys to know. I mean, just to kind of boil this down to real simple talk, our job is to meet people and go deep with people. Pretty cool. Okay. And then what we do in the system is we turn our relationships into advocates. We turn our relationships into advocates, and we do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. I'll show you that as we go. The idea being, traditionally in this industry, you ask everyone, are you interested? Most of them say no, and you throw them away and you keep going. In this model, all of the people we know will eventually become our advocates. They have no choice because we've served them at such a deep level. Eventually, they are all either in our business, buying from us, or telling other people about what we're doing. That's pretty cool. Okay. Here's another important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Another way that I like to say this is, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Have you guys met jerks in this business? Okay, let me put it another way. People that you wouldn't trust. Absolutely, they're everywhere. And that's why so many people are guarded and skeptical, because somebody needs. I'll do it, I can do it. Oh, you got it before I got there, see that? Beautiful. Okay, the reason why people are so guarded and skeptical is because there are untrustworthy people doing stuff out there. You know what I mean? And they're taking advantage. So a couple things here. Trust makes the work fun. When people trust you, you don't have to spend time selling or convincing them. You get right to helping them. Okay? It also takes that icky salesperson feeling away. How many of you guys are paranoid about being the icky salesperson? If you build trust, that's not an issue. Also, you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. So, and I keep mentioning the go for no thing because I'm passionate about that. Every relationship, I mean, you guys are here because you're passionate about what you do, right? You want to help people, their health and their wellness, and of course, the business opportunity. And who more to help than the people that we care about? We shouldn't be throwing them over our shoulders like dead bodies. We need to be helping people, continuing building the relationship. And by doing that, focusing on the relationship first, we're getting yeses instead of nos. We may not get all yeses right now, but we're not getting hard no's. We're moving forward with our relationships. So how do you build trust? How do you do it? I'm going to give you guys 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay, 4 essential ingredients to build trust. I know it's a lot of content. Hopefully you guys have an opportunity to get some notes down. The first one is chemistry. I'll go through the 4 and then I'll break them out for you. Chemistry. The second one is character. Character. Third, oh, wrong buttons. Watch what I'm doing. Third is competence. Competence. And the 4th one is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. The 4 key ingredients to building trust. So let's go through these real quick. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, what is it about you they can relate to? I know I'm not going to go too deep into this one because I think this one's pretty easy for everyone to grasp. But one reminder I will say is this. Our business is on social media, right? I mean, that's where our business lives. So just focus on finding common ground with people. We have common ground with everybody. Can we also disagree with everybody? Yes. But as a business owner, your job is to find chemistry. Your job is to find common ground. Okay? So resist the temptation to get into anything divisive. Okay, character. Number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you are relatable. Please notice this about character. You don't have character. You do it. It's not something you have. It's something you do. And we like to think that character is something we own. And if somebody questions our integrity, we get upset, right? You guys need to understand that your character is something you demonstrate daily by caring for others. Okay? And so you have to ask yourself, if somebody's questioning your integrity, you have to ask yourself, have I demonstrated character to this person? Why would they know about my character? Okay? 3, competence. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay? Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. In other words, do you know what you're talking about? I've got a terrible cold. Can you help me with what oils I should put in my diffuser? Can you help me, right? Do you have knowledge of your product? Are you competent? Also, I need to know, if I decide to join this business, are you the person who can mentor me in it? Are you competent enough to do that? Okay. And again, competence is something that you're demonstrating to me. You could be the best and the greatest, but I don't know it until you help me. Make sense? Okay. Here's one thing I want you guys to know. For anyone that's on the call that's new, and you may have heard, you may not have competence yet because you're brand new. You may have heard somebody tell you in the past, just fake it till you make it. Anyone ever heard that before? Yeah. Okay. So here's my advice. Don't fake it. Don't fake anything ever. Okay. Don't fake anything ever. This is about trust, relationship marketing. You don't need to fake it. It doesn't matter if you're brand new. You can lean into the competence of your team. Lean into the competence of your team. I'm brand new, but my sponsor knows everything about these oils. I'll be right. Let me check in. I'll be right back. Okay. Or you come on board with me and we're going to plug into this amazing team. They're training. It's amazing. They even bring in the guy from Teamzy to train them. This team is so on fire. Okay. So lean into the competence of your team. And guys, those of you guys who are leaders already, teach your people to lean into your competence and train them to teach their people to lean into theirs as they develop it. Make sense? Okay. One principle before we go to the number 4, which is this. When someone's going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. They want to know, can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Okay, this is the principle that these 3 points are based on. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? So here's the bottom line. Whenever you have any sort of objections raised, it could be a product objection, price objection, I don't know, whatever. It's Christmas. It's Christmas, so I don't have any money. Has anyone ever said that to you? People spend ridiculous amounts of money at Christmas, right? I know we just did. Oh my gosh. But what are you going to do? It's Christmas. Any objection comes from these 3 questions. Guys, it's not a personal thing. They just don't know if they can trust you. They don't know that you really care about them. They don't really know your competence level yet. Now, did they go, I'm going to tell her there's no money at Christmas because I don't trust her? No, it's subconscious. It's at a subconscious level. When you have a lot of objections coming up, yes, learn how to overcome objections and educate people. But understand this, that relationship needs investment. That's all. Great, I understand. We haven't had a chance to really build a relationship yet. So I'm going to overcome your objections, but I need to continue building trust. Make sense? Okay. Consistency, number 4, consistency. It's like the magic. Consistency is the magic thing, right? And it's also the one, I don't know if you guys are like me, but just saying the word consistency, it's like, it's kind of like, it feels like work, doesn't it? But it is the magic thing for everything. Now, how many of you guys have kids? Yeah. How important is consistency to developing trust with your kids? It's huge, right? It's probably the most important thing. And it is too with people. People, your consistency is how you build trust with people, period. You could be the most honest person in the world and have never, ever spoken a lie or done anything wrong in your life. But if you're not consistently communicating or showing that to me, how would I know? How would I trust you for that? Does that make sense? It's about what you're doing. Okay. So let me give you guys a principle on this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. It's a paraphrase from one of my favorite books, which I'll show you right here. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Bob Cialdini. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can write it down because it's a really great book. Okay. He talks in here about 6 different laws of social influence. One of them is, one of the most important ones is consistency. Our desire to be consistent is one of our primary motivators. We want to be consistent, and people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. How many of you have been told by others that you inspire them? What's inspiring about people is when they're doing something consistently, right? Because people want it. So here's the cool thing. Being consistent in being a product of your product, being consistent in teaching and helping others, being consistent in posting on social media, being consistent in reaching out and connecting with people, all of these things build trust. And they'll actually attract more people to your business because they want to be near it. Pretty cool, right? Okay. So here's my question for you. Are you guys consistent with your relationships? I mean, I know you're probably doing those other things, right? You guys use oils every day? Yeah, consistently. That's easy, right? And you're posting on social media, connecting with people, right? But are you consistent with your relationships like that? Are you consistent about staying in touch with them one-on-one as you are, say, posting on social? And I have to, I'll be honest, guys, when I started building my business, I was guilty of this at first. I would post on social media and hope it attracted a bunch of people to me. And when I wasn't getting the response that I wanted is when I realized it's got to be one-on-one. Here's an important principle. People won't believe you till they see you. How many of you guys post and you talk about the life and the journey and the business and all of the amazing benefits it has, and you paint that picture for people on social media? Do you guys do that? Yeah. And people are watching. People are absolutely watching you. Now, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's really low. How many people that you're friends with on Facebook that actually engage, or that follow you on Instagram that actually engage on a post, right? It's like this much. But people are watching. Here's the thing you guys need to understand. There are people who are watching you who think what you're doing is really cool. But until you connect with them personally, one-on-one, they don't really believe you're inviting them to it. Does that make sense? Like, I love what she's doing, so cool, but I haven't talked to her since high school, so, right? So it's all about connecting with people, guys, all about it. Relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport, which means you need to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship. Okay? But I know your time is scarce. Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to do it literally in like 30 minutes a day. I say an hour because I give you time to kind of goof off, which everyone does, right? Here's one more important principle, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. Okay. Spending time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Spending time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. All right, let me just kind of give you guys an example of this really quick. Turn this on so I can look at you. Hey, if you guys jumped in later and you're hiding behind turn your cameras on so I can see you. Okay, let me just give you guys an example. How many of you guys have ever received like an amazing card from somebody you love or care for? And in that card was like a handwritten message, just a really beautiful sentiment. You guys ever receive anything like that? Yeah. And after you read that, I mean, when you read that, those words, they have an emotional impact, right? They connect. After you read a beautiful card like that, what do you do with it? Do you just throw it in the trash? Like, all done, that was nice. Anyone do that? Do you guys have a special place where you keep special cards? Like a hutch or drawer? We have these little boxes that nest full of cards, right? In fact, people will often, that'll be the thing that people treasure the most when somebody passes away, are their personal letters and cards that they've kept. It's amazing, right? People keep those. Now, one more question. Have you guys ever received something like this? This is a birthday postcard I got recently. It's a postcard. I got it from my State Farm sales rep. You guys ever get something like this? Or your dentist, right? It was a nice little card. Look, it even looks like it's handwritten, though it's not. It's printed. He handwrote it and then had it go to the printer. Okay, so this was nice, right? But when you get these, what happens to these? Do these go in the special place? Or you have no problem throwing these out, right? Yeah, the only reason this is not thrown out is because I relentlessly make fun of him on these calls. He's a good insurance agent, right? But it's not the same. The difference is the time. There's no time invested in that. It doesn't have any value because he didn't invest any time. Investing time is what people value. It's our most treasured resource. By the way, I'm honored that you're giving me some of yours tonight. Here's the thing, guys. Not only time, but to handwrite a note, that's undivided attention. We give our kids time, but how often do we give them undivided attention? Right? We can never throw away that card. Oh my gosh. Especially now in today's world that somebody wrote you a card. Okay, so a little side note on this, because it's time to get into Teamzy and show it to you guys. But I want you guys to know there is a place for handwritten note cards in your business plan. In Teamzy, it's one of the connect types. You should definitely be getting stacks of blank cards and sending them to people, because here's a little insider tip. It's the one piece of marketing collateral somebody will never throw away. Pretty cool, right? They don't sell anything like that at the doTERRA mothership. They never throw away marketing piece. But a handwritten note card will never be thrown away. It's so funny. I didn't tell my whole, I'll actually tell you a little bit more of my story later, but during the big recession a few years ago, I was laid off from my job and I went and worked for another job. And when I had interviewed with the assistant of the CEO, I wrote her a thank you note. And I worked there for 10 months and then I was able to go back to my old company. But as I was leaving in my exit interview, I noticed on her desk 10 months later was that thank you note I wrote for the interview. Like it was nothing. It was just a thank you note. She kept it on her desk every day. That's how rare people invest time. It's crazy. Okay, little side note. Let's get back in here real quick. And I think I have one more slide and then we'll jump into Teamzy. All right. So what you need is a system. You got to have a system to do this, guys. It's the only way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You got to have a system to do it. Know when to contact them. Otherwise, you spend all your time planning. You just need to get to doing. Also, know what you're going to say so you don't spend all day planning the perfect message. That was me, getting stuck in analysis paralysis. And then making sure that nobody falls through the cracks, okay? How many of you guys have had somebody interested and they were real close and then they said, you know, I can't do it this month. Anyone ever have that happen? And then you're like, okay, no problem, I'll connect with you down the road. And the next thing you know, you've seen they joined somebody else's team. Isn't that like so painful? Because you planted the seed, you got them thinking about it, and you watered the seed, you nurtured them, you taught them all about it, but you just weren't present at harvest. Somebody else was, and that's why you need a system so they don't fall through the cracks. Make sense? Okay. Let's do Teamzy. Where are you, Teamzy? Oh, Google Chrome. It's a picture of me. Here we go. Here's the Teamzy dashboard. Okay. And this is in the custom doTERRA version. All right. This is what it looks like. Now, if you guys have been using Teamzy, we just launched a new interface for Teamzy, I think 2 days ago. Just updated the look and feel of it, tried to make it a little bit more usable. So this is actually the first training video I've ever done with the new interface, which is cool. So this is actually more up to date than anything you'll find in my help center on Teamzy right now, because it's the first one I've done this, which is pretty cool. But this is the dashboard. Now, first and foremost, I want you guys to know who are watching this either live or on the recording, is that we offer a 30-day free trial at Teamzy. 30 days free, no strings attached. We don't ask for a credit card or anything weird like that. Remember, we're about caring for people. So we want you to use it for free and really get some value from it, okay? So if you're not already on a free trial, go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. Make sure you choose the doTERRA version, okay? When you start your free trial. Now, once you log into that free trial the very first time, it's going to bring you into a setup wizard, which just makes setting this up as easy as possible, okay? So I'm going to launch that again from the settings right here in the right-hand corner so you have an idea. We'll walk through it really quickly together. Okay, the first thing that it's going to do is ask you if you want to get some tips during your free trial on Messenger, which is pretty cool because we know you don't read your emails, right? Do you guys know that the response rate on Facebook Messenger is like 99%? It's the best response rate of any communication tool ever invented by human beings. Right now, I'm not saying it'll always be like that with Messenger, but right now, it is the place to be to connect with people. All right, so first thing we're gonna do in Teamzy is we're gonna set it up. We've got 3 things to do. Set your income goal, okay? You tell us what you wanna earn, and we'll tell you what you need to do to get to it. We're gonna create a powerful why so you know why you're here, and you have a reason not to quit. And then we're gonna get your contacts in, all your people you know and all your lists, we're gonna get them into Teamzy so that you can be super mega organized and have nobody fall through the cracks again, okay? All right. So let's do this. First step, set an income goal. Just put a number in here. It's just a blank space. My goal, I'll put it in, was $150,000. This is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now, okay? So I'm assuming you're gonna do a power hour every day between now and 12 months. And then whatever you set, oh, I just spilled water on my computer. That's not good, right? Hopefully that it doesn't blow up or something in the middle of our presentation. So whatever you set is what we're gonna help you get to 12 months from now, okay? So I put in 150,000. Is that an aggressive goal for 12 months? Yes. Is it doable? Yeah. It's doable. If somebody applies themselves consistently daily, it's doable. Let me ask you guys this question. No matter what state of health you're in right now, how many of you believe that if you did the right things as far as nutrition and exercised an hour a day, every day for 12 months, how many of you think you'd be in great shape 12 months from now? You all believe that, so why would building a business be any different? You with me? Okay, let's go. Next. Teamzy's given me an estimate of how many times I need to connect with people in the next 12 months to get to that number. And the number they've given me is, oh, look at this. I put 1,500,000. I think I added an extra 0 there, guys. I'm like, wait a second. 43,000 connects is more than I can do. Okay. Here we go. 4,348 connects is the estimate that they're giving me for the next year, which is, you know, it was a good goal. 150,000 is a good goal. 4,348 people I need to connect with. Okay? So I'm going to break that out for you as we go. But here's the thing. If that seems like a lot, do you guys know how to eat an elephant? Not literally. It's a metaphor. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that's how you need to approach this business. You might want to grow a big business, but if you can keep your focus small, then you can grow your business big. And what we do at Teamzy is help you focus on today. That's it, just today. What can you do? What do you need to do today? That's it. All right. So we're going to break this down into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and advocates. Okay? And if you're thinking about your business correctly, everyone in the world falls into those 3 categories, right? And then we'll break them down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So Teamzy's now given me a target based on my goal. It's recommending that I connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers a day, 4 advocates a day. Okay? It's keeping me in touch and building relationships with all 3 groups. And then I've also got a goal to invite 3 and add 3 to my list every day. Now, let me just explain these things. A connect, and I'll go through this a little bit as we do the training. A connect is just reaching out, starting a conversation. It's just connecting with somebody. It's just saying hi. The goal with a connect is to make somebody's day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. The goal is just, hey, I hope you're having an awesome day. I just want to connect with you. And the idea is, if you're starting conversations and having conversations and caring for people and looking for ways to help them every single day, you're going to churn out opportunities to invite. That's when we invite them to a business opportunity meeting, to a class, to try a product, right? To come to a live event with you, whatever it is that you invite them to. That's when we take those conversations and we actually invite them. That's what these invites are. So we're connecting with people every day and we're looking for opportunities to invite. And the invites, I'll show you, are the ones that we follow up with like a pro. And everyone else we just stay in touch with. Make sense? Okay. You can change these numbers, by the way. These are suggestion. You can write whatever you want in here. And once you've got them the way you want them, click continue, and Teamzy will configure the dashboard to your goals. Okay, so every one of you have your own special dashboard. Step 2 is finding your why. A lot of people ask me, Eric, why do I have to do the finding your why thing and setup? It doesn't really affect anything with the software. Here's the thing I want you guys to know about this real quick. You guys probably know this, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. 1 out of every 2 people in this business will quit in the first year, right? And then even more, the percentage is even higher over 3 years. People quit left and right. Is that true? Yeah. Have you guys experienced that with people that you've worked hard to bring into the business? Absolutely. There's probably people right now listening to me that are considering it, that have considered it, or maybe are considering it. Here's the thing I want you guys to know. People quit not because there's something wrong with them, not because the opportunity isn't awesome. Do you guys believe this is an awesome opportunity? Yeah. People quit because they didn't have a strong enough reason why not to. Right? And you guys have heard the analogy of like, hey, if you see a burning house, would you run into a burning building? If you knew there was nobody, if you knew everyone was safe, would you run into a burning building for any reason? If you thought your children were in that burning building, would you run into that burning building no matter how dangerous it was to try to save your kids? The only difference is why. Does that make sense? And that's why this is so important, guys. It's so important to understand why we're doing this business. Now, you've probably heard lots of people talk about this. I know you guys have great trainers, and your upline maybe have talked about finding your why or finding your passion. Some people call it your vision statement, however you want to call it. But it's got this like mystical thing. I want to demystify it for you guys. It's not that hard to do. We built 5 questions into Teamzy to help you get your mind around this so you can get your first draft of your why, enough to get your butt out of bed in the morning and do your power hour, okay? And I want to show this to you because you need to show this to your downline. When you bring a new person in as an advocate, you need to show them this. You need to go through these 4 or 5 questions with them and help them write their first why statement. Because without it, even the best people will quit. Are you with me? Let's just do it real quick. And I'm going to use my story as an example. Now, some of you guys don't know my background. I started out as a Beachbody coach, doing Beachbody, and that's where we first built Teamzy for. I'm full-time now with Teamzy. I'm not a builder in any network, but I'm going to share with you guys my story just as an example. So why did I become a Beachbody coach at the time? Why did you join the business? That's the first question. I was using products that I loved, And I actually lost a bunch of weight. So people were asking me, what are you doing? You look great. So I was already sharing the products with people just because I was an enthusiast. How many of you guys were like that? And so I joined because I was like, I could make a couple bucks doing this. Cool. I wasn't planning on changing the world at that moment. Next question. What do you hope to accomplish? Right? Or what did I hope to accomplish at the time? I remember talking to my sponsor and saying, do you think I can make 500 bucks every month doing this? He was like, yeah, no problem. I said, great. That was my big lofty goal, you guys, was to make $500 a month extra. Next question. Why is that important to you? So you can see I didn't start deep. Why is that important to you to make 500 bucks a month extra? When I was confronted with this question, I said, I want to save it. I want to put it in savings. I want to put it in savings. I want to make 500 bucks a month and put it in savings. Question number 4, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Okay. Or if you knew the answer was 500 bucks, what would 500 bucks, why is that important to you and your family? So this is where I need to tell you guys a little bit of the backstory. I had been working as a coach and consultant, primarily helping real estate and mortgage professionals build their business, right? That was my bread and butter for years. And it was growing. Business was good. In 2008, the recession came. Those two industries were the first ones to get completely gutted. How many of you guys were in those? Anyone in those businesses then? It was brutal. And I don't know where everybody is on the call, what parts of the country you are, but in my neighborhood, 35% of the homes in my neighborhood were foreclosed on. It was like every lawn died and for sale signs went out on all the lawns because the market just tanked. And it was a tough time for us. I was laid off from my job eventually. And, by God's good grace, we didn't lose our home, but it was a struggle. We hung in there. We were $200,000 up underwater at one point on the value of our home. Crazy, right? They don't have gap insurance for mortgages like they do cars. So we hung in there, and I found work. I found work at another company for a while, as I mentioned, and we made it. We made it. But during that time, we stopped saving. In fact, we used our savings and we just kind of like lived check to check, just like a lot of people do. We stopped saving. So it had been at this point where I joined the business, it had been 6 years since I put any money in a savings account. So there was kind of a deep emotion to being able to save money again. And I was starting to see that this business opportunity was a way for me to start kind of digging out of the position we were in. Does that make sense? So I was like, man, if I could make 500 bucks a month, we could start saving again. Next question. Why is that meaningful? Oh, I'm sorry. And what would I do with that money? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? I wanted to buy a new house. That's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to save enough money to buy a new house. I wanted to get out from under the one we were in. We were in a house that was too small. We didn't have enough room for our family. Meanwhile, we're upside down so much money, right? I wanted to get out of that house and get a house that was big enough for us. That's what I wanted more than anything. The next question was, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And when I thought about this one, guys, I realized that buying a house probably wasn't very meaningful. Honestly, it was kind of a shallow goal, right? Materialism. But it was symbolic. It was symbolic. And I had to really think about it because it wasn't something I was thinking about consciously. It was just kind of always there. We've got all these things in our subconscious that are running the show that we don't give the light of day. But here's what I realized. And some of you guys will relate to this. I was working all the time. I was considered the top of my industry, well respected. But meanwhile, we hadn't saved money in 6 years, right? I never saw my children. I'd get up in the morning. It was still dark when I would leave for work. I'd kiss them goodbye in their pajamas, and I would come home from work, and they would already be in the bath. This was my relationship with them. My son at the time, who was just starting kindergarten, could never remember to call me daddy. He always called me Mr. Lisa, which was the name of his kindergarten teacher. He spent a lot more time with his teacher than with me. And I was missing it. I was missing my kids growing up. I wasn't spending any time with my wife. I was working and getting nowhere. I just felt stuck. Anyone relate to that? I just felt stuck. And so I started doing this side gig, this network marketing thing, just to make some extra money. And then I realized going through this process in 10 minutes, answering these 5 questions, it just was like a light bulb. Wait a second. This opportunity is a way for me to change everything. This opportunity is a way for me to create the life that I want, to be with my kids, to be healthy, to not be worried about money or losing my job, to create financial security for my family. Guys, I suddenly realized something. It was more than making a couple extra bucks because I was already sharing the products. It was, this is the life I've always wanted for my family. This is the way to do it. Does that make sense? And I was able to write my first why statement, which is kind of the example text in Teamzy for all of you. You'll see it kind of grayed out, which is this: to create a life. See where it says my why? This box right here, you're going to write over my gray example text and write your own why statement in here. And whatever you save in this box, when you hit continue, will save to your dashboard. It'll be there for you to read every day. Okay, this was the statement I wrote: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was the why I wrote. And you guys, I just want you to know something, that when I wrote this down, gosh, how many years ago was it now? Teamzy's 2 years old. So I guess it was about a little more than 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, it feels like a decade ago that I first wrote this. Everything changed. My mind, like a switch went off in my mind. And I realized I needed to do my 30, 40 minutes a day of my proactive activities every day, because this was on the line. If I read that statement, I want to be with my present for my children on a daily basis, and I felt like not doing anything today. How many of you guys some days just don't feel like doing it? I had to confront myself with this. Okay, I don't feel like doing it today, which means being present for my children on a daily basis is no longer a priority today. You see how it kind of hits you in the gut? The why statement's powerful, especially when you've got yourself organized where you can do your business in an hour a day. There's no excuse. If your why is powerful enough, it'll get your butt out of bed to do it. And that's what you guys need, because things happen. Life's hard. You're going to have, there's hurricanes, right? All kinds of crazy stuff, political upheavals, the economy tanks or goes up or whatever all the time. Relationships implode. But even worse, the worst thing that can happen to somebody in this business, and it happens all the time, is they wake up today and they just don't feel like it. They're just not motivated today. And you know what? If you string 2 or 3 days like that together, the next thing that comes out of their mouth is something really ugly like, maybe I'll just put my business on the back burner for now. And that, guys, is the sound of somebody quitting the business. You need to have this why together. You with me? Okay, sorry for the passion tangent. We'll get back to Teamzy now. And you got to get your team through it. And just let them know, I love you too much to let you quit this business. I'm not quitting. Yes, you are. If you don't do this why, I know you're going to. Okay, next. So whatever you put in this, look, just whatever, just so you understand, whatever you type there, it'll be on your dashboard. Okay? Now, one last thing on the why that I highly recommend. Those of you guys who are personal growth and development junkies like me, you've maybe read some of the books. There's a lot of studies on this. Read that why out loud to yourself. Let your subconscious hear it in your own voice every day when you do your power hour. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. It'll help get your subconscious on your side, right? When your subconscious is on your side, you can become wildly successful. When it's working against you, you stay where you are. All right, so next step is we're going to get your contacts in. There's a video here on how to get it from the back office from doTERRA. You want to get your advocates list and your customer list imported into Teamzy, okay? You just want them in there so that you can manage your connection, you're connecting with them. And then you're going to get all your Facebook friends into Teamzy. This is one of my favorite parts. You don't have to go through Facebook Messenger anymore trying to find people. It's all going to be organized in Teamzy for you, okay? And then anywhere else you have contacts, you bring them in, so that's all in one place. All right, and then there's going to be one last step for setup. I'll just show you real quick. When you do an import, it automatically brings you there. I'll take you to your team page. This is the dashboard, but the team page is where everyone lives, your whole list. See, the whole list is there. And on this page, you're going to be doing a rank mode. I'm going to turn it on. It'll automatically be on when you do an import. The last step for setting up is ranking your contacts. And we're going to rank them on a 5-star scale. You guys know how to do this, right? Everything's a 5-star scale these days. 5 stars, awesome. 1 star, not awesome, right? It's so funny because we were going to buy a stair top baby gate. So we have a 1-year-old. She's going to be 1 next week on Christmas Eve. And then we have 3 other kids. And we were going to get this baby gate that goes on the top of the stairs. My wife goes, I didn't order. I go, didn't you order it? She goes, no, the reviews were awful. You know what the reviews were? 3.5 stars. Awful. This is where we are, right? This is how we live. We live by these recommendations. So I want you guys to rank everybody. Why do we do this? There's an important principle here, and it's this. In relationship marketing, you spend the most time with the best people. You spend the most time with the best people. If you don't prioritize your relationships first, you can't prioritize your time because the turkeys will steal it. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? The turkeys will steal it. You have to prioritize people first that you care the most about. Now, you just jam down this list and you just click. If they're 5 stars, you click on 5. If they're 2, you click on 2. And you just do it from your gut the first time through. Don't worry about doing it perfectly because you can change their ranks all the time. But the 5-star ranking will determine how often you're in touch with that person. Okay? So let me show you what these mean real quick. I'm going to click this little question mark. It gives us the explanation. A 5-star is someone most likely to become a customer or an advocate, or they're an existing customer or advocate that's a rock star. They're going to come up on your up next list to connect with. Remember, just to connect and start a conversation, not necessarily do anything with, just to connect. Every 30 days they're coming up. Just to say, hey. 4 stars is somebody that's likely to become a customer or an advocate with a little bit of nurturing, okay? Or they're the solid people on your team already. You're going to connect with them every 60 days, okay? You don't have to think about it. You don't have to set a follow-up. They just show back up on your list every 60 days, okay? 3-star, they could go either way. You don't know. Everyone's a 3-star to start because you just don't know. They could go either way. And they're going to show up on your list every 90 days. Okay, 2 stars every 120 days. You get this? 1 stars are on your list, but they're not coming up on your dashboard. They're the people that you just kind of have in storage. With me? Okay. So go through that. I recommend getting a nice adult beverage, some smooth jazz. I don't really like smooth jazz, but I like classic jazz or Frank Sinatra. Put something like that on. Mellow yourself out and do it. If you have a huge list, if you're super networked, you have 7,000 people, 10,000 people, and you're overwhelmed by that, then what I recommend you do to start is just jam through your list and pick out the 5s and 4s, like your best people. Just cherry pick those out, okay? All right, so now we've got set up. Now we're gonna crush Power Hour. You guys ready? And I'll show you at the end. This is all mobile too. Once you set it up, do your imports. You can do it all on your phone. I'll show you at the end what it looks like on mobile. It's awesome. Okay, so here is my dashboard. A couple things on the dashboard I want to show you. Today's activities, these are the goals we set and set up. Connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 advocates. Invite 3, add 3 people to my list. Those are my goals for the day. Okay, it's going to tell me how I'm doing. When I get to 100% of my goal, it's going to say you crushed it. That's what you want every day, right? It says 100% you crushed it. And I'm going to explain to you guys what you do with that. You're going to send that to your success partner every day. All right. Up here is if you need to look somebody up that's not on your dashboard, there's a lookup bar. You just look them up and it brings you their contact record. You meet somebody new and you want to add them to your list, you just click them right there. Add them to the list, okay? Right there, that little circle at the top. All right. Now, the up next box right here in the center, this is the magic. This is the thing that keeps you so on task and efficient and effective connecting with people. Okay, so I want to show you guys how it's going. On the left side of who's up next are 4 lists. And you click on them to change it. Prospects, customers, advocates, and your follow-ups list. Okay? 4 lists. Teamzy is going to give you 5 names at a time because we want you to focus on just connecting with them, not going through your list and picking people. We want you just to connect with who's up next. Okay? And it's gonna run based on the number rank that you gave them and the date of last contact. Okay? Now on the right-hand side is the connect box. So when I'm clicked on J here, now I've got the connect box where I'm going to log my connect with her. Make sense? So what I'm going to do in my Power Hour is I'm going to work my prospects list first. The goal is 10, so I'm going to do 10 people. I'm just going to go down my list and do 10 people. Then I'll move over. So let me show you how to do this. First person on my list is Jay. So I'm going to connect with Jay. Now I primarily connect with Facebook. As I mentioned, Facebook Messenger has the highest response rate of any form of communication right now. So if I am Facebook friends with a person, I am absolutely going to connect with them on Facebook. So I've got open right here, Facebook on a separate tab, okay? So now when I go to connect with Jay, I'm going to send her a Facebook message, but maybe I haven't talked to Jay in a long time and I'm not sure what to say. So I want to show you guys that we built really cool relational scripts in here that you can use to start a conversation, okay? They're not these ugly cold invite scripts. They're just connects. So see right here where it says scripts, I'm going to click that, and that's going to bring me in, and I want Facebook scripts. Great. So there's a couple of great ones here. Here's Connect one is the one I use the most. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Okay, simple, easy. You can change these up a little bit to make them sound like you, but I'm just going to copy that script by clicking copy script. And now I'm going to jump over to Facebook and I'm going to look up Jay. It only takes me a second. There she is. I'm going to send her a message. Okay. Jay works for Teamzy, so I harass her with this message all day long. There it is. I changed the name. Took me a second. I'm going to say, hi, Jay. And before I send it, guys, I'm just going to, I like to copy it even though it's the same thing. So I don't have to type in Teamzy. It just saves me time. Okay, so that's sent to Jay, right? Now I'll just toggle back to Teamzy, paste it in here. This, what kind of activity was it? It was Facebook. Paste it in. You can write a note if you want. Again, I copy and paste because it's much faster for me. On my phone, I can do it even quicker because it's like a one tap with my finger and it's so awesome. Okay, so look, there's the message. When I log the connect, you can see now Jay's off my list. My list has moved up. I've got a 1 on the scoreboard. Okay? Now the next person is Sue. So I'm going to go to Sue. There she is. Okay? Boom. I send the message. Send money. Don't click that one. This is appropriate. All right. So look, the same. I'm just going to use the same script. Why? I don't even have to go to scripts anymore. I've got it. I've already got it copied. Okay? There it is. I don't want to have to type Sue again. Boom. There it is. Boom. Sent. Next message sent. Now I'm going to go back up to Teamzy. I'm going to log it. What kind of activity was that? It was a Facebook message. Boom. So you see there's different things you can do. Facebook, email. You can actually send emails through this with Gmail. You can log text, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, phone call, greeting cards, an in-person meeting, or other. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to log that. Now I'm at 2. Are you guys with me? Do you see how quickly I could get through 10? Bam, 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 bam. And you guys can change these scripts a little bit and save them as your own. Like you may want to say, hey, girl, and then you never have to change the name. I don't know. I can't get away with hey, girl. I think I see so many people use hey, I mean, because I'm a guy. So it's like, hey, girl, how's your, how are you enjoying your oils? It's just not going to work, especially in today's day and age. Okay. But however you're comfortable with it, take those scripts and make them your own, okay? Because they work great. That particular one that I used as an example is actually word for word what I used, and I found the response rate was better than 50% on that script of starting a conversation. So if I just send it to 10 people, right, I would expect at least 5 conversations to start where they respond and we have a conversation. How awesome is that? And the 5 that didn't respond, I know they see it, and I know that they are going to my Facebook page and trolling it, which is still a win, right? Because they are finding the incredible positive life that they could have by looking at my Facebook page. Are you guys with me? And then they're going to come back on my Teamzy in a couple months, and we'll connect again. We'll go deeper. So I'm going to go through my prospects till I get to 10. Then I'm going to pop over to my customers, start connecting with my customers. Okay, so when I go to Camille, same thing. I'll start at scripts. And Teamzy knows she's a customer, so now I've got different customer scripts, which is great, right? Again, it's so you don't overthink it. I want you guys to be on the action side of things. Just get the messages out. Just connect with people, right? This is my favorite one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Have you guys, has anyone used this one? Use this one with some customers tomorrow or tonight. I mean, depending on how late you guys message. I always message whenever I want because I figure people will just respond later. This one gets great results. People are like, oh my gosh, you just made my day with your message. Great. Oh, I had a question. What, maybe it's an oil question, right? Or something. So it's great. So you want to connect with your customers. Guys, so many people neglect their customers. They have 2 problems. One, they're either like too on top of their customers, right? Like, hey, your order's supposed to renew tomorrow, and make sure you put in your order, that kind of stuff. Or they just forget about their customers over time. They're too worried about prospecting, which is important, but you got to understand this. People would rather do business with someone they trust, right? We talked about how your job is to build trust with people. People who have bought from you have already given you their trust and their money. You've already done 90% of the work with that person. They are worth more than 10 prospects. Your current customers are your gold mine. I'm going to say it 10 different ways so you guys get the idea. Okay, don't neglect your customers. Just staying in touch with your customers in a friendly way. You will retain them for a longer period of time. They will order more, so your volume will go up. Now imagine if you trained your whole team. What if your whole team's volume went up 20% just because they were in touch with people? What would that do for your life? Maybe not a lot right now, but leaders, that's a big deal. The volume of the team is a big deal. Now, here's the other thing I want you guys to know. You should be in touch just because it's the right thing to do. It's good service. It's the way we love people, right? We love them through our products. We help them through our products. But I want you guys to know this. Make sure you write this down. If you haven't been taking notes, this is the thing to write down. The absolute hottest source for a new lead, a new person in your business, a new lead, the hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. It's a current customer. There is nothing you can buy. There's no training, no service that is better than a current customer for bringing new leads. People who are using your products, already and loving them, guess what they do? What do we do when we love something? We talk about it. Your customers are right now somewhere it is happening. Your customers are talking to other people about how awesome these products are. If you're not in touch with them, you will not get those opportunities. Someone else will. Okay? Somebody's Googling, somebody that is a friend of one of your customers is probably Googling doTERRA right now, trying to figure out how to buy this stuff. Does that make your heart hurt or what? Stay in touch with your customers, talk to them, serve them, and make sure that you're asking them to introduce you to those people they're talking to. Okay? And then we're gonna go down our customers, we're gonna connect 6 times. When we're done with that, we're gonna jump to our advocates. We're gonna connect with our team. We're gonna deepen relationships with the advocates on our team. This is huge. That's why it's called Teamzy, by the way. Just like jobs, people stay in jobs not for the pay. I mean, people need to get paid, but they stay in jobs for the way they're treated, right? For the relationships. Even if the pay is not great, they'll stay somewhere. You guys need to know that your team, every single person on your team is going to have a challenging stretch where they could easily quit this business. The relationship you build with them could be the difference between them succeeding or quitting. And if your heart is to help people change their lives, you got to be in touch with people. The bigger you get, the more important you get, the bigger your team gets. And this is where people go, well, I just can't stay in touch with my people anymore. You can. With Teamzy, you can. It's really easy. You'll be able to stay in touch with a huge team with Teamzy. Good friend of mine who's a top leader at Unique Cosmetics. You guys know Unique. She's been in the business 2.5 years. Guys, check this out, by the way. This is somebody that's awesome. Her name's Kelly. She's been in the business 2.5 years. She's personally sponsored 1,300 people onto her team, personally. 2.5 years. Not a bad start, right? And she's like, I need Teamzy just so I can stay in touch with my team. Here's the thing. Just do it. Prospects, customers, advocates. In this example, we talked to 20 people, and it would take maybe 35 minutes to send those messages. Are you with me? The last step is working your follow-ups list. I don't have anybody on my follow-ups list. How do I get people on my follow-ups list? People will only go on your follow-ups list if you put them on your follow-ups list. Okay, so now let me explain how we would do that. So we send out all of our messages, and now we're having conversations, right? People are responding, and you're informing them. You're having conversations, finding out how they're doing. What are your plans for the holidays? By the way, this is the best time to connect with people because it's easy to talk about the holidays, plans for, what are you guys doing? Are you doing anything fun? Whatever. Connect. And then out of those conversations, a couple of people are like, what is that thing you've been doing? I mean, what is that all about? It's so cool. I've been really intrigued by oils. Can you tell me more? And there's going to be people who are interested in learning more, right? Some people won't. They're just going to be like, oh, it's great to hear from you, right? Or they send you that. This was the ultimate for me, that the conversation is over, is when they send you like the emoticon with the thumbs up. Like, okay, no problem. It was great talking to you because you're on my list and I'll see you in 60 days, right? We'll talk again. But some people are interested, and that's when you invite them. So in our example, we sent a message to Jay. We had a great conversation. She's my example girl. We're talking, and she's like, so tell me a little bit more about what you're doing or whatever. And this is so interesting. And so we're talking. I said, you know what? We're actually doing an event online tonight, like an opportunity call video, the team. We can learn all about are you interested? Just jump on that and we'll teach you all about it. Oh, that would be great. I'm really interested in doing that. Awesome. Tell you what, Jay, I'm going to send you the link right now. I'll email it to you. Get on the call tonight, and then I'll connect with you tomorrow and see what questions you have. She says, oh, that sounds great. Okay, just an example. So let me show you how I do that in Teamzy. So first thing I'm going to do is look Jay up because she's not on my dashboard anymore. There she is, okay? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log as a connect that I sent her an invite. Okay. So I'm just going to put opportunity call because that's what I invited her to. And see where it says invite right here on the bottom left? So it defaults to connect, but I'm going to drop this down to opportunity call. So by doing that, now Teamzy is going to track that as an invite. It's different than a regular connect. This is actually me bringing the business into the conversation. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to set a follow-up. See where it says follow-up? I want to set this because I told her I'd connect with her tomorrow. So when I set that follow-up to tomorrow, now she's going to move from my prospects list to my follow-ups list. Okay. So when I log that connect, let me go back to the dashboard and show you what happened. You can see we've got an invite now logged, and she's now on my follow-ups list. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about this because when we invite somebody to the opportunity in any way, we want to put them on our follow-ups list and we want to keep them on our follow-ups list until we're done following up with them. Okay? And the way we do that is we keep them there by setting the next follow-up. Okay. So let me just talk to you guys a little bit about this because how are we doing on time? We started a little bit late, but I just want to talk to you guys quick about following up like a pro because you guys know the fortunes of the follow-up, right? Yeah. So do you guys know that more than 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? Have you heard that before? Yeah. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many people follow up 10 times, typically? And then give me that faith. Here's the thing. I know you don't do it. I know most people don't do it for two reasons. One, they just don't have a system like Teamzy to stay on top of a follow-up that long, and they lose it. They fall through the cracks. But number two, they feel like they're being annoying. Anyone feel like you're annoying if you follow up that many times? Okay. So in a second, I'm going to teach you guys. First of all, I'm going to teach you that you need to do that. You need to follow up 10 times because that's where 80% of sales happen. But I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Cool? I'm going to give you the principles. But I want you guys to have a mindset shift first, and this is it. Do you believe that this opportunity is life-changing? Do you believe that these products are life-changing? Okay, so here's the first question. If those aren't a hard yes for you, you might be in the wrong place. Just being honest. But if those are, and they should be if you're here tonight, then you have to understand this. The only way that somebody can get the life-changing experience is by either buying the products or becoming an advocate. Am I right? And if 80% of those transactions happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, that means if you are really passionate about helping people, the only way you can help is by following up. You guys tracking my logic? Does it make sense? So here's the mindset shift for you. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write it down on a little sticky note, put it on your computer. Following up is an act of love. Okay? Hold on one second. I gotta send a message to my wife. All right, gotta take care of the family while we're talking. Following up is an act of love. Now, here's the thing. 2 principles to never be annoying when you follow up. Are you ready? Now, even if you don't get these principles, if you're using Teamzy, all of the follow-up scripts are based on these principles. So just use the scripts, don't even think, and you'll be successful. But here are the principles. The first principle to following up and never being annoying is this. Never ask them to do anything in your follow-up. Never ask them to do anything in your follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to return your message. Don't ask them to hurry up and finish the purchase in their cart. Don't ask them to do anything. Okay? Just don't do it. It's annoying. You with me? Lindsay, can you call me back? It's Eric. Why didn't you just text me what you need? It's annoying, right? So don't do that. Second thing you do is you always follow up via something they can read. Text or Facebook Messenger, direct message. You do it short enough so that they can read it on the lock screen of their phone without opening it. Because they don't want you to see that they got the message, because they're not going to respond. Are you with me? Do you guys do that? They're not planning on never responding. They just know they're not going to respond this second. which often turns into never responding. But at the second, all you want to do is have them see the message. Okay? Now, a couple things about this, you guys. I'm going to show you how to do it in Teamzy. It's super easy, but I want you to understand the psychology here. When you talk to somebody about this opportunity and they're super excited about it, they're like, oh my gosh, sounds so great. I'm so excited. Why is it the next day they don't respond to the follow-up? Or the next one, or the next one, or the next one? Is it because there's something wrong with you, or there's something wrong with the opportunity? No, I want you to know there is nothing wrong with you. This is the way people are wired. 85% of our actions come from our subconscious mind. Have you guys heard that before? All right. 85% of your actions come from your subconscious mind. One example, have you ever driven home from work or somewhere and not understood how you got there? Has that ever happened to somebody? Like you were just like, how did I get here? Your subconscious mind knows how to get home and got you there. Okay? It rules the show. Now, what happens is I'm talking to Sarah and she's super excited. And then I follow up with her and the next day, what happens is she's like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. But her subconscious mind is going, Sarah, no way. We're not doing that. That's scary. That's not safe. Your subconscious mind wants to keep you safe. Yeah, I know you hate your job, but it's a job. It's safe. It's a paycheck. Like that's where we need to stay. No, but I want more for my family. I know you want more for your family, Sarah, but trust me, I know what's best for us. This is what's happening. This is the war that's happening in your brain. So here's how it happens consciously though. She gets the message from me that says, hey, I'm just checking in like I promised I would. Do you have any questions for me? She's like, oh yeah, I do have a couple questions. And that was really cool. I'm really excited. But this is where the subconscious mind happens. You don't realize it. But I can't respond right now because the dog just threw up on the baby. And I got to handle that. No big deal. I don't expect you to follow up or respond. Next day, I'm going to message you again. Boom, you see it, and you're like, every time you see my messages, they're short and they're sweet, and you reconnect to that feeling of hope that you had with me that first conversation. Okay? What we're doing with follow-ups, the reason why people actually make a purchase between 7 and 10 is because every follow-up helps their subconscious get their head around. Wow, that's like a double thing. Helps their subconscious accept the opportunity as not scary. Does that make sense? I don't even expect most people to respond to the first 4 or 5. But here's the thing I also want you to know. Following up in Teamzy will take 1 second of your time. So who cares if they respond? It won't take any time. Let me show you how it works. All right, too much principle. Let's do some application. So now I'm going to follow up with Jay. Boom. Great. Now I'm going to jump to scripts. I'm going to get a follow-up script. I'm going to do Facebook. Follow-up number 1. Bam. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? I'm going to send that to her in Facebook Messenger. Okay? So send that to her in Facebook Messenger. Change the name. I'm just not going to do everything to make it shorter for you guys. Okay? Great. And then I'm going to set my next follow-up. I'm going to do it tomorrow again. I always follow up 3 days in a row and then maybe back off to every 2 or 3 days. But I always follow up 3 days in a row. I want to get them while they're excited. Because, again, I'm not doing it in an annoying way. Next day, I'm doing my prospects, customers, advocates. I'm connecting with people. I get to my follow-ups list. Jay's on my list again. I'm going to go to her again, go to scripts. I'm going to grab my follow-up number 2. Hi, Jane. Just making sure you got my email. Checking to see if you have any questions. Okay? Set my next follow-up. Send it. Next day, I'll send her this one. I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Do you see how short and sweet these are? She knows exactly what the opportunity is. She was on the full opportunity call. Okay? Follow-up number 4. Just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Follow-up number 5. Hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Okay? Guys, these work like a charm. So I'm following up with her, every couple of days, keep her on my follow-ups list. Now, every day I'm talking to 20 people, and I'm adding 3 new people to my follow-ups list every day. Okay? So by Friday, I've got 15 people on my follow-ups list. Does that make sense? So now when I've got 15 people on my follow-ups list, I'm just churning down them. I'm going to clicking on one. I'm going to activity to see what the last follow-up was. And then I'm grabbing the next script, sending it, going to the next person on the list, sending it, going to the next person on the list, sending it, just staying in my follow-ups, okay? After a while, when Jay sends me a message that says, usually around 5 follow-ups, I'd get a message that says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're so amazing. Thank you for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. That's not what you expect, right? When you follow up 5 times, but that's what you get when you do it this way. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I haven't looked at it. And then they give you everything that happened. The dog threw up on the cat, the baby's cutting teeth, right? And it's like, no worries. I'm here to help you. But I know you were really excited when we talked about it, Sarah. And so I want to be present for you and help you through the process. I was the same way. It took me 2 months to get started. And thankfully, my sponsor stayed with me through the process. Make sense? That's just how you got to communicate it. So finally I go in, I look in on Jay's order her kit, and she's good to go. So how do I move her now permanently over to the advocates list? I'm going to look her up on the top again. Okay. And now I'm going to log the sale, a little sale button. And there's just a couple of different things, right? We don't want to get every product in here because that would be annoying. Again, Teamzy is about being simple. So she got an enrollment kit. I'm just going to log that. So now Teamzy can keep track of the fact that those follow-ups resulted in a sign up. And now see how she's member type? I'm going to click advocate, personally enrolled. Okay. Now I've moved her from prospect to advocate. That's the whole process. Okay. Now I'm going to do it for the next person. Make sense? Now, if she was like, after all of those follow-ups, she was not ready, then what I would do is I would just take the follow-up off, let her go back into Teamzy, and I would stay in touch with her. Make sense? Or you could set a follow-up. I'll follow up with me in 3 weeks. Great. I could set the follow-up for 3 weeks. Okay. Make sense? Because a lot of times it is true that a lot of people go through this process and then they still end up being another month or 2 before they finally pull the trigger. You just got to stay in touch. Okay. I just saw, we'll do a Q&A real quick. You guys can ask me, but I saw Sarah that wrote this in the chat. Do you think Messenger is better than text? I absolutely do think Messenger is better than text for a couple reasons. It has a little bit better response actually than text, but it also has the ability for them to click and go to your page and kind of interact with you on their own terms before they message you, which really helps, especially when you're messaging somebody. Well, here's the thing. Like if you're messaging your best customer, Sarah, you might be comfortable just doing it on text. But if you haven't talked to me since 1998, I would rather get that on Messenger because now I can go we can catch up with each other's lives on Facebook before I respond. And then it's like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to see, your kids are amazing, or makes sense. I mean, I made a Facebook friend yesterday, a Teamzy user who her first message to me was, your family is so beautiful. Like that's the kind of thing we can do with social media. And it's natural. You know what I mean? Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? I know I gave you a ton of information, but I wanted to give you guys a ton of value tonight, especially make up for missing the call last week. I still am a little hoarse, but I'm feeling good. Oh, you have to unmute to ask a question. You're all muted.
Hey, Eric. So I wanted to share that I really, really highly recommend that everybody turn on the Messenger notifications, because when I first download or signed up for my free trial, I had that turned on and I didn't do anything for like the first week or two and was like, oh, I'll get to it. But I kept getting those notifications every single day. And finally I was like, oh, okay, I'll just watch this. And I watched the video, and that's like when I watched your thing about the power hour, I was like, why am I not doing this? And then that's what so it's really nice getting those. So I definitely recommend everybody turn it on.
Awesome. Well, here's the thing. Did you know you got emailed most of the same messages from us?
I know some came through, but
exactly.
I mean, I don't check my email, nearly as much.
Exactly. That's why we started doing the Messenger. It's exactly the same thing. And I bring that up because people are all over Facebook and Instagram and depending on who you are and your age and stuff, it might be a different network, but people are all over that all the time. And so that's the place that that's the easiest place to meet them. We might as well go there. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, I got to give you guys action steps real quick. Got to have action steps, the coaching me. We already did this one. Next one. First action step, get your 30-day free trial. We talked about that at the beginning, but you got to get your 30-day free trial if you haven't already done it. Just go do it. Okay, it's free. Second one, I want you to get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Now, if you have a success partner in your business, great. Do the 30-day free trial together. But if you don't, pick somebody, just say, will you be my success partner for 30 days? It's a great way to try somebody out on the team. They don't have to be on your team. They could be sideline, but somebody that has a similar drive and ambition as you in the business. Okay? All right. And also, I'm going to give you guys, oh, wait, you know what I want you to do, by the way? Oh, well, I went way back. I lost my computer. Okay, anyways, forget it. What I want you to do with your success partner is every day when you complete your dashboard, I want you to snap a picture of it and message it to them. When you get that 100%, you crushed it, you crushed your goals for the day, I want you to send them that screenshot, okay? If you hold each other accountable to doing that, you're going to do Teamzy a lot more days. You're going to get a ton of momentum. And I used to get those from my success partner. She actually works for Teamzy now, but she used to send me hers at like 9 o'clock at night. Now, I go to bed between 9 and 10 and get up at 4:30 every day. That's my schedule because my kids just wake me up anyway, so I might as well be up. So getting him at 9, I was usually in bed irritated because I hadn't done my Teamzy yet. So what would I do? I would roll over, grab my phone, and message 20 people, and then turn off my phone and go to bed. I'd wake up to all these messages, but I would be able to send her that screenshot back, so it really helps. And then the last one I want to do is give you a 5-day challenge. A 5-day challenge so that you can feel what real momentum feels like. I want you to 5 straight days connect with 100 people, okay? That's total. So it's an average of 20 a day. It's like the example I showed you today. Connect with 100 people over 5 days. I want you to understand what the momentum you build feels like. It's huge. Now, just to give you guys an idea, the example that I showed you today, 20 connects a day, is the average number that our active users are doing in Teamzy. Okay, so I want to give you the stats. People that are active users in Teamzy that are doing that power hour a day, average about 20 connects, are averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90-day periods. Over the 90-day. I always do 90-day averages because I believe that relationship building has like a 3-month build time. Does that make sense? But 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90 days average is pretty good. That's being consistent. Okay? And I tell you guys that to encourage you. It's not a promise that that's going to be you might be above or below average. I don't know. The bottom line is I want you to take these challenges. Do it for free. Take the 5-day challenge. Create some momentum. Okay. Once you're done with your free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 a month, which is going to be the commission on one sale, right? So do this, generate some sales. It's a no-brainer. We want you to be with us for life so that we can help you build your team, your business, and your life. Make sense? Okay. Any questions that you guys have or anything that you want to see or anything in Teamzy while we're still here? I know we've been on for a while. Sarah, I don't hear you talking, but I do see you talking. It says that you're not muted, so I don't know. Do you want me to show you the mobile? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me plug in my phone. Share screen. It just takes a second to come on usually. Spinning. There it is. Okay, you see my phone? Great. So I've got Teamzy. It's a mobile website. It's not an app. Okay, it's just the same Teamzy website that you use on your computer, but I have it saved to my screen as an icon, so I can just tap on it and jump in. Okay, and it loads right up. There it is. Same screen. Okay, this is what it looks like on mobile. This is I have the new iPhone, but it's going to be similar depending on whatever your device is. But you can see different things here. I can still look somebody up right here, which is great. So if I want to look up Jay, just type in a couple names, a couple letters. There she is. That would actually jump me over to her full contact record. Okay, where I can do all kinds of stuff. Do a connect. Everything there. Jump back over to the dashboard. I can work my up the next list here. Like the next person on my list is Maynard. These are fake names. Love it, Maynard. No offense if there's anyone down here named Maynard. Just haven't heard that name very much. Okay, so I can go here and I can do a connect with Maynard. Okay, I can do scripts, everything. This is pretty cool, by the way. Let me just show you. Let me see. Do I already have Facebook Messenger open? Hold on a second, guys. Let me open Facebook Messenger so I can show you how cool this is. Okay. So if you're working on your phone, it's so easy to do. So if I want to go to Maynard and send him a message, I go to scripts, I grab the message, right? The script that I want. Let's say it's this one. Copy that script. Great. Now I just slide over. Now with my phone, it's a slide. With the other iPhones, it's like a double tap with a home button. And I think I'm not sure, I think it's the same thing on an Android, on most Android devices. But I just slide. So then if I wanted to look him up, I look him up and I send the message, right? Let me just send it to Jay. So if I send it to Jay here, I just paste that message in, right? Send it. Scroll back to Teamzy, and I log it. See how fast it is? Oh, I forgot to select activity, Facebook message. So you can totally crush your power hour with your mobile phone wherever you are. If you're picking up the kids from school and you have to sit there and wait in like a 20-mile long parking lot of cars, like I do every day, it's a great time to connect 4 or 5 people. Okay, so you don't have to do it. I definitely recommend scheduling an hour, but you can do it a little bit at a time just to keep going. Make sense? Any other questions on that? Pretty cool. All right. Well, guys, I know you've been on the call with me for a long time. Thanks for coming. I hope it was valuable to you guys. We're excited to work with DoTERRA. I love your products. I think they're awesome. And I know that you guys are an awesome company. My good friend, one of my good friends is a DoTERRA advocate, and she helped us kind of build Teamzy for DoTERRA in the beginning before we did our beta test. And it was awesome. So again, welcome to our family. Excited to be here. Hopefully, I will send you guys the link to this video. Lindsay, I'll send it to you, and you can share it with the team. Post it wherever you want it. Once it renders, it'll take a little while. But thank you guys for having me so much. If you have any questions, just reach out. There's a little help button at the bottom of Teamzy. We can help you, or you can message me on Facebook. I don't mind helping too. God bless you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.